Students, my name is Ivana Leviska and I will be your English teacher for today. Today's lesson is about present perfect tense and the use of the adverbs yet, already, since, and for. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to understand the use of present perfect tense and how to properly use the adverbs yet, already, since, and for in a sentence. I'm sure that you already know how to form the present perfect tense, but let's quickly revise the form. For present perfect tense, we need have and has, and the past participle of the main verb. For the positive form, we need the subject, and as you can see, we have I, you, we, they, have finished, and the short form, I, you, we, they, finished. And for the third person singular, we use the form has, like in this example. He, she, it has finished. Or the short form, he's finished. For the negative form, we add not to the form of have and has. And we have I, you, we, they haven't finished. He, she, it hasn't finished. How do we form the interrogative form or the questions? We need have or has, then comes the subject, and then comes the past participle of the main verb. Let's quickly remind ourselves of how do we form the past participle. We know that for the regular verbs, we add ed to the verb, like in this example, play, played, walk, walked, play, played, live, lived. And for the irregular verbs, past participle has special form, or we use the third column of the list of verbs. Like in this example, see, saw, seen. Seen is the past participle form. Other examples of past participles of irregular verbs are see, saw, seen, write, wrote, written, know, knew, known. Okay, well done. Do you know when do we use the present perfect tense? Let's look at this picture first. This is Ted. Have you heard? Ted has broken his leg. We can see that his leg is broken now, but we don't know when it happened, when the action happened. So we use the present perfect to give general information about recent events or to talk about past events when the time is not specified. Other examples are I have lost my phone. I lost it. I don't know when exactly. Or I have read her latest novel. Или на македонски, present perfect tense може да го преведиме како минато неопределено време и го употребуваме за да искажеме дејства кои што се случиле во минатото, но времето на извршување не го знаеме или не е конкретно кажано. Што е важно да напоменеме е дека ова време, present perfect tense, е поврзано со сегашноста. Or we use the present perfect when a past event has some connection to now. Let's look at this chair. we can say that someone has broken the chair. Here is the chair. We can see it, but we don't know when it happened. Или на македонски, некој го скршил овој стол. Не знаеме кога, меѓутоа ни е битен резултатот од тоа дејство, дека некој го скршил столот. Okay, now let's do an activity. Let's see this exercise. Pause the presentation, write the examples in your notebooks, and do the activity individually. You should put the verbs in brackets in the present perfect tense. Now, let's check the answers. He has lost his keys. We can see that the subject is he, so that's why we use the form has and the past participle of the verb lose. He has lost his keys. Тој ги изгубил неговите клучеви. I haven't had coffee this morning. Here we should use the negative form of present perfect tense. Не сум пиел кафе утринава. David has won the competition. Давид победи на надпреварот. My son has broken his leg. Мојот син ја скрши ногата. Have you eaten anything? Дали си јадел нешто? Here we use the interrogative form of present perfect tense. Well done, students. Let's continue. I'm sure that you all know which adverbs do we use with present perfect tense. Yes, that's right. We use yet, already, since, and for. First, let's see the use of the adverb yet. When do we use it? We use yet with the present perfect tense in negative sentences and in questions. When do we use yet? We use yet to talk about something that hasn't happened, but we expect it will. Го употребуваме овој прилог кога зборуваме за нешто што не се случило се уште, но очекуваме да се случи. Do you know which position yet takes in a sentence? Yes, you're right. Yet normally goes at the end of a sentence. Let's look at the examples. We haven't seen that film yet. Не сме го гледале тој филм се уште. Has Robert finished that book yet? Дали Роберт ја заврши таа книга? Okay, when do we use already? Already is used to say that an event happened sooner than we expected. What position does it take in a sentence? Already goes immediately after have or has. Let's look at the example. When is the test? We have already done it. Кога е тестот? Ние веќе го завршивме. Okay. Once again, pause the presentation, write the examples of the following activity, and do the activity individually. Use in the gaps yet or already. Let's check the answers. She has already bought some bread. We can see that already goes after has. Yes, they haven't finished their dinner yet. Тие не завршиле со вечерата се уште. We can see that yet is used at the end of the sentence. Danny hasn't gone to bed yet. You have already told me about your holiday. Веќе ми кажа за твојот одмор. Alex hasn't cleaned his bedroom yet. Алекс не ја исчистил својата соба се уште. Well done, students. I'm sure that you all completed this activity successfully. What about since and for? Do you know when do we use the present perfect with since or for? We use it to talk about situations that started in the past and are still continuing now. Или на македонски, since and for ги употребуваме за ситуации кои што почнале во минатото и се уште траат во сегашноста, до сегашноста. Let's look at some examples. I've been at this school since 2009. Here, since refers to the starting point in the past. Значи, since тука го покажува од кога почнало дејството. Јас сум во ова школа од 2009 година. Or this next example. I haven't seen Tom since Tuesday. We can see that since shows refers to the starting point, since Tuesday. Не сум го видел Том од вторникот. What about for? Let's see examples with for. We've lived here for 3 months, or we've lived here for 6 months. Here for we can see that refers to the period of time. Или на македонски, for го покажува периодот на траење на дејството. Ние живееме тука 6 месеци. You can see in this timeline how visually is presented how is for used. Let's do the next activity. You can pause the presentation and you can write the following expressions in your notebook and you can classify them in the right column. So remember that for refers to periods of time and since refers to the starting time in the past. So let's classify these following expressions in the right column. Last year, 3 years, I was 12 years old, 2 days, yesterday, 20 minutes, a long time, July, and 2006. Now let's check the answers. For 3 years, for 2 days, for 20 minutes, for a long time, and with since are used the following expressions. Since yesterday, since July, since 2006, since last year, since I was 12 years old. Well done, students. Let's see the next activity. Pause the presentation, write the following sentences in your notebooks, and do the activity individually. Now, let's check the answers. I've had this car for years. Ја имам оваа кола со години. We've known each other since we were in school. Се знаеме уште од училиште. уште од кога бевме на училиште. I haven't eaten anything since this morning. Не сум јадел ништо од утринава. She hasn't slept for 2 days. Таа не спиела 2 дена. I haven't seen John since last July. Не сум го видел Џон од минатиот јули. Well then, I'm sure that you all completed this activity successfully. If not, check it once again and do it one more time. Thank you for your attention.